Okay, so here we are today, continuing on our conversation with our alternate timeline personality. If you have not met your alternate timeline personality yet, that needs to be done first, and I've put a link to the video up in the right-hand corner of the screen and also in the description box below. You need to have met the alternate timeline personality to be able to continue through this week with these readings. If you've already met your alternate timeline personality, let's get started on today's video. Okay, take a moment to choose the pile that calls to you. Timestamps are in the description box below. Hello, Pile 1. Let's jump right into it. The question that we're asking your alternate timeline personality today is, what is the most valuable lesson life has taught them? So let's see what they have to say here. We have the Tower, we have the Five of Pentacles, and we have Justice. Okay, so your alternate timeline personality is starting out with big things happen. And they're saying that nothing is random. Everything happens for a reason. There is no coincidence to the things that happen. However, the big things that happen that kind of throw life for a loop really don't happen if the starting foundation is strong. And if you need to be, awakened, if the universe thinks you need to be awakened for just kind of a pinch instead of a knock you off your feet moment, then they'll give you a pinch if your foundation is strong. If your foundation is not strong, you'll get a knock you off your feet kind of moment. And they're also saying small things happen. And these small things, they've learned, happen to make us take care of ourselves here in physical form. So if for some reason we hurt our leg, that is for the purpose of making us rest. If suddenly we find ourselves monetarily destitute, it's probably because we need to meet someone who can help us. It's making the opportunity to meet someone we were meant to meet. That kind of thing is what your alternate timeline personality is talking about. These are huge moments in life. These are small moments in life that both lead to the whole plan. What your life plan was actually about. This is how the universe keeps everything in balance and gives you whatever it is that you sought for when you came into this life on Earth. This is what your alternate timeline personality has learned, is that there is a reason for everything that happens, large and small. And there are ways to kind of make sure that these huge tower moments do not happen, and that is by building a solid foundation under you. But these smaller ones, to keep the plan that you came in with, into this life with, and you made a plan beforehand, is what they're saying. These small things do have to happen. We don't always take care of ourselves the way that we're supposed to. So sometimes the universe does have to step in. Sometimes we don't follow the path that we really should be following or that we wished to follow before we were born. So small things happen to make us meet certain people and go certain places. And that is what they're referring to here. So the most important lesson, valuable lesson for them was to understand that the universe our spirit guides, our guides, angels, whoever we believe is helping us along, they're saying that there is no coincidence. Life is not just random events. And big things and little things happen for specific reasons. And it keeps everything in balance. So that is the message from your alternate timeline personality for today. Until tomorrow, take care. Hello, Pile 2. Today's question to your alternate timeline personality is, what is the most valuable lesson that life has taught them? So let's see what they have to say here. We have the Ace of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups, and we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, so your alternate timeline personality is saying the most valuable lesson for them that they learned some time ago was that thought is very powerful. Every action begins with a thought, and words are powerful too, and they can't be put back in the bottle once they're out of your mouth. But nothing could exist without thought. And they're saying this was huge in their learning that if they wanted to be healthy in all ways, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, this is something that they had to understand to be able to heal and become the type of human that they wanted to be, the loving, caring, nurturing human that they wish to be. This is also what made them realize that they could slay all of their demons. And in fact, to have this healthy life, they had to slay their demons. They had to face their demons. But a lot of these demons, they're saying, started with thought. Obviously, with all these swords. We have swords here, we have swords here. With that thought of, oh, I have demons. Well, then you have demons. But if you understand that thought and words are what create a lot of what we experience, or all of what we experience, we can go to this space and heal ourselves again, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically, just by changing how we think. Nothing can control us any longer if we control our thoughts and our words. So that is the most valuable lesson that life has taught your alternate timeline personality. And if you're not already living in this way, it is their suggestion to you to perhaps look into what they're saying. So that is it for this message for today. Until tomorrow, take care. Hello, Pile 3. So today, the question that we're asking your alternate timeline personality is, what is the most valuable lesson life has taught them? So let's see what they have to share. We have the Two of Swords. Excuse me. We have the Nine of Cups. And we have the King of Swords. Okay, so your alternate timeline personality is saying you have to make a decision not to be blind to the truth. This was something that life has taught them. Because when they were blind to the truth, when they purposely put the blindfold on and refused to see what was actually going on around them. They were seeing other people in power, other people having everything that they want and being ever so happy in life and love and in every way, but them not. So what they're saying is once they took that blindfold off and made the right decision to see the truth of things, to see how things were really working, they were then able to change their thought patterns, speak more kindly to themselves, speak more truth to themselves, and life changed for them. This is where they became the ones who had whatever they needed, what meant most to them. But it meant changing their way of thinking and how they spoke to themselves. Here, they were believing, and again, blindfold on, believing and not seeing the way these people who were in power were treating them. Easier to put the blindfold on and continue serving and believing everything. However, they got to a point where they wanted more of what this person had. So they took off that blindfold and began changing how they thought and how they spoke, and it changed their life. So they realized the biggest lesson was if they wanted this, they had to change themselves, change how they think or thought and how they spoke. And then the universe took care of the rest. So that is the biggest lesson that life taught your alternate personality. And if this is something new to you, they're asking you to perhaps look into it a little bit. Or if you're still struggling with it, to understand what it did for them. And that it took them out of the power of those who were not saying nice things about them, not making them feel like valid and important human beings. So that is the message from your alternate timeline personality for today. Until tomorrow, take care.